Now, are the people really standing on business, or are they just saying they stand on business? Because right now, I just think standing on business is just a phrase at this point.
I feel like I stood on a whole bunch of business. You're talking about standing on business. Baby, I'm standing on business today. Last time I checked, I got 10 toes, not one toe missing.
Hey y'all, Chic Hair, Chic TV, and we are back to do a recap of Love Island Season 7, Episode 27. Listen, y'all, I am so excited to get into this episode because why was everybody talking about standing on business? Between Olandria, Taylor, Cierra, Chris, Huda, I don't think everybody was standing on business. And when we talk about Cierra, everybody's talking about girl this, PPG this. I don't think Cierra is really a part of what everybody is trying to make it to be because Cierra done did her own thing. And we're going to get back to her because I really want to talk about the people that actually stood on business. And we're going to get back into it with Taylor. I just think Taylor handled this situation so well, and I know a lot of people don't agree with that. I know a lot of y'all out there like, what do you mean? He did it. No, Taylor stood on business. Not for nothing, in episode 26, he actually sat by the pool and spoke to Olandria about where they're at in their relationship. He told her, Clark makes me feel like a kid. Clark gives me a feeling that you did not give me. So my thing is, how can you be upset, Olandria, with Taylor when he was honest with you? So Taylor got up on that stand and he said what he needed to say. He picked Clark. He told everybody how he felt about her. And I personally think he stood on business. He didn't shy away from how he was feeling. He didn't fold under pressure. And I just feel like he definitely put himself out there to start a new connection this far in the game because he was going after someone he actually wanted. Not someone he just wanted to win with, but someone he wanted. So I just think that everybody in the world, y'all need to do some soul searching because I really just don't feel like y'all see the genuineness in Taylor. And he was respectful when he spoke to Olandria. I'm surprised he didn't cuss her out right there on the stand, but I think it was nice that he stood up for himself. So yes, Taylor did stand on business. As for Huda, I know everybody's like upset with Huda. I was upset with Huda. Like, I'm just confused how you up on Ace and then you up on Chris and XYZ, but you know what? Huda did stand on business. She let everybody know, Shelly know, whoever, let them know, hey, I want to talk to this man. I'm pursuing him. And I don't know where or when she told Shelly, this is for you. I do understand the concept of Huda saying this is for you in reference of Chris because she is saying like maybe you explore things with Chris and it tests your connection with Ace and then maybe you and Ace are really meant to be together. So maybe that's kind of what Huda thought as far as bringing Chris into the house. But I personally know for sure Huda brought Chris in the house for her. So seeing Huda and Shelly have this conversation was really a moment, I think, between them. Granted, I don't think Shelly and Huda's relationship is going to be the same after this, but I do think Huda has a little bit more insight about who she is as a person and how it affects other people. Granted, she should not care. You're in a competition, go for the win, but I appreciate the fact that she drew it back a little bit, reminded herself that she is a girl's girl, because she had to remind herself this, and she is friends with Shelly. You know, I like the fact that she didn't hold back when she spoke to Olandria either. You know, letting Olandria know, hey, if I tell my business to you, you should not be out here telling everybody and their mother. Because personally, Olandria, if you knew you had such a connection with Huda, why was you telling Shelly anything? Like, I feel like with Olandria, she is trying to find her place with whoever she can find her place with, but I think she needs to go about it the right way instead of the way she's going, because honestly, she's just about to get one ticket out the door at this point. Now, I'm not going to give Huda too much credit because she did write that message about Grayson. Okay, she's the one that wrote it, and I didn't like how she was sitting in the bed, so she felt like the victim. And you know, all the girls are like, whoever wrote that is a real PUSSY, a coward. And I just feel like all the energy that Huda did have in the moment of telling her side, she definitely should have stood on business when she was talking about Pepe and Grayson. I personally don't understand what that had to do with you and why you even said that. And it was harsh that you said it. Maybe Huda said it because she knew people were about to get on her, so maybe she tried to redirect the conversation. I don't know. But what I do know is she should have went to Grayson and told her, hey, I wrote that. Too bad Grayson's gone, so Grayson will never know who actually wrote it until she actually watches the episode or the reunion. Now, speaking on Grayson, I definitely want to say, Pepe, you stood on business when you had to speak to Grayson about your feelings. Like, we all know Pepe did not like Grayson. Even we watching the show knew that. So outside of your peers in the villa saying that you don't like her, I actually appreciate the fact that you finally, because you should have did it the prior night, but you finally pulled her aside and let her know where your head was at. There's just something, some type of voodoo Hannah did on Pepe. Because Pepe said, I'm not in it no more. I think Pepe's ready to go home. Granted, he was voted most liked, which I was surprised about because maybe he just doesn't get in the drama and everybody likes him. But I just feel like it was important for Grayson to hear these things because it's just so sad to watch a female question who she is and the qualities that she has. And it was just really heartbreaking to actually watch her not beg Pepe for a connection, but honestly, like really try to reel him in for a connection. I just think, you know, Pepe, you did your big one with that. You didn't kind of let that linger. And I appreciate that because you could have just not said nothing to her, but you was honest. So you know what? You did stand on business. Now on to who we all love and like and just want to give her flowers all day, every day, Miss Amaya. Listen, Amaya did stand on business. Now, did she really stand on business? I think Amaya stood on business basically as far as where her feelings are when it comes to other men. I do like the fact that she spoke to Zach K about how he was treating her. I don't ideally agree with the fact she doesn't let Zach speak, but I do agree on the fact that Zach had nothing but time to tell Amaya how he felt. I feel like Zach slowly inched his way into the house, and again, he's a model. So whether it's the airtime or he's actually there for love, which I personally don't think, I just don't think right now there's someone in the house for him. And even though Amaya didn't let Zach talk, the one part I didn't like was when he said, "Can I land? Can I land?" Okay, I like that. Now, if y'all do notice in this episode, Amaya saved face. Regardless of what she said to Zach and how she felt about him, she kept it cute during the challenge. She knew everybody was watching. And she said, you know what? Yes, we have ups and downs. And in reality, in a relationship, you do have ups and downs. So regardless if they end up together or as friends, I do think that Amaya is staying true to herself, which is why everybody loves her, because she's not switching up based on what's going to get somebody's attention. And if you notice, even Brian gave her props, and I really hope that Brian and Amaya have something. I don't know if there will be something, but maybe there will, maybe, especially because Jaden's not there anymore. So now Brian might have to redirect his attention onto somebody else, but it would be nice to see if they could actually get along and we can test this Dominican theory, because I would be really interested in that. But Amaya, you gotta chill. You gotta let people be themselves, and you just didn't do that. And as bad as I feel for Ace, I definitely want to say he still stood on business as far as still pursuing Shelly. I do feel like there's some things that he needs to say to Shelly, or maybe he actually needs to own up to the fact of what he did, which is why Shelly doesn't trust him, which is why Shelly's like, you know what? I still want to explore just the way you're exploring. But he's still on business by still bringing this girl breakfast. I really don't know where things are going to go, but I do hope that Shelly acknowledges where Ace's head is at right now so that she can kind of figure out where she's at, because I don't think she stood on business. I don't think Shelly actually stood on business for herself. The fact that she was going after Chris, Ace, whoever it was to be, I just feel like Shelly's not in it right now. I don't feel like she's actually looking for love at this point. Like, I don't know if it's whether she's just looking for her friend group or attention, but nothing is screaming she's trying to get with Ace or Chris. So as much as I do love Shelly, she's not sitting on business. And I think Ace, he's doing a fine job. And if he does continue to stand on business, I think his next move is to leave Shelly alone and move on to the next. Because, baby, you are probably not going to win with her. Maybe he might win with Huda. Maybe if he gives Huda a little attention, they actually might win and can call it a day at this point. So a couple other people who did not stand on business was America. You disappointed me. Now, the one thing we did get right was giving most like girl to Amaya Papaya, because I actually like Amaya. And for those who don't like Amaya and call her annoying, her voice and all this stuff, she is a wonderful girl. I don't know her personally, but she's wonderful, and I love all her hits and her one-liners, okay? She is standing 10 toes down with the 10 toes that she got. Then when it came to the couples, why was Ace and Shelly in the bottom? Like, are we watching the same show? They were literally second to last, because then you had Taylor and Clark last. Like, not for nothing, why y'all hating on Clark? It is not Clark's fault that Taylor likes Clark. It's not her fault. It is neither Taylor's fault for picking Clark over Olandria. You go with who you like. You go with who you see a future with. Why are y'all so gun-ho on the fact that Taylor did not pick Olandria? This girl did nothing wrong. Now, maybe we don't like Clark because she don't talk that much, but she's starting to a little bit more. We're starting to see a little bit more personality out of her. You know what? I actually like Clark and her middle part bust down, okay? Because that hair did not frizz up, and I like that. Black girl came to feed you with a whole leave out. So not too much on that girl. Now everybody else I care less for, but honestly, Huda should have been least liked. I don't know what we saying. I know everybody in America's on Huda's side, but why? I don't get it. I don't get it. So America, yes, you did not stand on business. Just like Cierra did not stand on business. Ooh, yeah. Cierra did not stand on business. According to America, Cierra did not stand on business because she decided to go stand behind Taylor. Okay, who else was she supposed to stand behind? Like, who else was she supposed to stand behind? Was she supposed to go stand behind Austin? Why? We know Austin is just playing a game, so why would we want Austin to stay? Because Olandria was standing there? No. Was it because she didn't stand behind Andrina? She barely talked to Andrina, so why would she stand behind Andrina? I'm just confused why everybody thought she was supposed to stand behind certain people when in reality, the only person she needed to stand behind was Taylor. Taylor! Her man's standing behind Taylor. The boys are standing behind Taylor. Who else was she supposed to stand behind, y'all? I think it made sense for Olandria to think for herself. Yes, this is not PPG. This is not season 6. Let's stop the comparison. Everybody is in this game for themselves, right? But at the same time, let's keep the people who've been here day one, who has not really disrespected anybody, stay in the villa. And not for nothing, Cierra probably appreciates the relationship that Taylor has with Clark. Like, nobody else has a couple. There's no strong connection, and we only got a week left before the show is over. Let's stop dropping these people like flies. It's over. So for everybody that's concerned with where Sierra's head's at, it's a game. So not too much on her. So did she really stand on business or didn't she? I think she did. Those are my thoughts. And everybody else who stood behind Taylor, I think they stood on business too, because yes, I do think Taylor deserves to be there. When Clark was put last twice, he said, you know what, I'm gonna go stand with her anyway. He probably figured, you know what, we probably not the last couple, but we probably are. But I'm gonna stand with her anyway, and I'm gonna get slimed. And I love that he felt the empathy for her. It was messed up that Clark was getting the backhand of everything that Taylor decided to do, even though the decision wasn't personal. So when we talk about standing on business, can we please talk about something else? Because at this point, everybody's not standing on business. But for those who are, I think they're making powerful decisions that are going to either help them win or is going to help get some of these people out the villa. All right, you all, it's time to give out the awards, and I want to give MVP to Clark, okay? I do think Clark deserved MVP. Why? Because I feel like Clark is thinking for herself. That moment where Olandria was trying to tell Clark, open your eyes, you're gonna see it, like Clark is in a trance. No, Clark knows the man she's with. Granted, it was only a few days, but I feel like Chelley's just the type to really just pour himself into someone wholeheartedly. And I think they've had a good amount of time to get to know each other. You got 24 hours in a day. I'm sleeping with you. We're talking all day. We're eating 3 meals a day together. Like, I do feel like Clark deserves MVP. She's thinking for herself. She's not being influenced. I think even her accepting the fact that she knows America may not mess with her right now, she's still keeping her head in the game, because not for nothing, she could have just said F it and let Olandria have Taylor or push Taylor onto Olandria. And she's even told Taylor to continue to explore that connection with Olandria up until the point where it was like, all right, so where we at? Where are things with us? So yes, I do want to give Clark MVP. Okay, y'all, best dress. Now, I try really to give best dress to the cast, okay? The people in the show. But no, best dress is going to Ariana. Ariana looks so cute. Like, I don't know who's styling her. I love the dress that she had on. I'm like, listen, I need that dress for my birthday. I think it is such a pleasure every time Ariana comes on the screen because she got a new outfit on. It's the dresses. I ain't seen her wear no jeans yet. I ain't seen her wear no pants. It's the dresses and that body. Okay, face card, I see you, girl. So we're gonna give best dress to Ariana because Ariana, I need that closet, girl. Vote them out, vote them out, vote them out. My vote them out award is gonna stay the same. Olandria. I just want Olandria to go home. And if it's not Olandria, I want Chris to go home, who to go home. I want everybody to go home who is not Ace, Shelly, Nick, Cierra, Taylor, and Clark. Everybody else will go home. So if I could vote to one person, I would definitely say I would want Chris to go home. I just feel like, again, Chris, I think he was my Voldemort last time. Chris seems genuine, but at the same time, he doesn't. It's just something off about him. I don't know. I just feel like he's really just on a show to be on a show. We just discovered Chris was on another show, another dating show this year. So I just feel like he's a serial dater. I don't think he's really in it for the long run. So yeah, let's get Chris up on out of there, please. All right, you all, it is tweet time, and this is where we get to look at some of the tweets from last night's episode. So from Bree, Iris and TJ defeated, which means Ace and Shelly need to get it together because Nick and Cierra are not my winners. They are not my winners, okay? I definitely feel like Ace and Shelly, they just seem like they are a great couple. Now, maybe they're just playing the game. Maybe this is their rough patch in their relationship, and Shelly's gonna fall down to her knees and say, I love you, and I'm sorry. Maybe, okay? But until next time, I do not know, all right? I just feel like Cierra and Nick, it's given fake. Cierra might really like Nick, but I don't think Nick likes Cierra as much as Cierra makes it seem, if that makes sense. So yes, I would like Ace and Shelly to actually get it together because I don't know what's going on. Like, why were you all voted last? Get it together, please. From Amal, but now at least Amaya knows she's loved and Ace knows he ain't shit, so I won. I like that. I do like that. Amaya Papaya from Puppy shouting her out and everybody else shouting her out. I actually like Amaya. I think with Amaya, yes, she's a little bit too emotional. I've seen something where people said, how is that okay that she's that emotionally unstable and she gets defensive and all these other things? I get that. And again, she might not win, but I do like the fact that her personality shines bright through it all. Ace, not for nothing, you try to tear everybody down, you think your head sergeant in the house, and you know what? Maybe you're not as liked as we thought you was. Without Shelly on his side, I don't think we really like Ace like that. You know, I do think Ace could have spoke to Amaya differently throughout this whole process, and granted, he didn't. I think he could have treated her better, but at the same time, yeah, I think Ace is definitely the villain at this point by getting Jeremiah kicked out, by putting his void on Amaya, and overall, you know, he's just, nobody likes him. From Poor Up Pimp says, differences aside, Ace being 8th place for best boyfriend material is crazy. Y'all missed the ping pong and pancakes, yoga lessons, table tennis tournament, hibachi style breakfast. No way y'all hate him that bad. Now again, I did not like how his personality was showing and how he was treating people, but I will say he did seem like really, and I say did very, very loosely, he did seem like really good boyfriend material. I feel like he was the only one in the villa actually creating dates for his partner. Everybody else kind of sat around, sat in the sun, played ping pong, or, you know, just did the weights, did yoga with Austin. Like, I don't think anybody actually took the leadership into showing their partner this is what it's going to be like in or outside the villa. And I do think America got that one wrong. Like, why didn't y'all vote properly on that? Like, not for nothing, I don't like Ace's personality, but I do like Ace as a boyfriend for somebody, I guess. Like, I think Ace is kind of like, if it's bullshit, there's a void. I don't want nothing to do with it, and he just cuts ties automatically. Maybe he has to work on that. But I do feel like he kind of takes things with the chin and keeps it moving. So, you know what? Y'all vote him least likable boyfriend. I think that was messed up. So I definitely think we need to get it together on the next vote. I didn't see that one coming. From Fury of the Gods, Sierra's preaching girl's girl, but stood behind Taylor, the man who did her sister down dog dirty wrong on national television. Olandria is not Sierra's sister, okay? They didn't even know each other, and not for nothing, maybe Cierra actually likes Clark. Like, I get it when you first come in the villa and you're supposed to have this connection, but I don't do cliques. I don't like the clickiness between everybody. I think there needs to be a little bit more openness when new people come in sight. So, no, I don't think Cierra should have stood behind Andrino or anybody else. I think she was going off what made sense. Like, let's actually have some real powerful couples at the end and not these people that we could probably just win over. I think it is going to be a hard match if it's Taylor, Nick, and Ace at the end. And it's going to be even harder if their pairs are actually people that they want to be with. So let's knock them out. Let's get everybody out next episode, because at this point, it ain't working. All right, you all. Now it's time for my predictions. And honestly, my predictions for the next few episodes, if not the next episode, someone else is going to go home. I don't know who's going to go home, but I think there is going to be another elimination. Now, as much as I do want us to get down to the final 3, I think they're not going to do the final 3 until Monday's episode. So I do hope that when it comes down to elimination, we either see Orlandria, Zach K. I would like to see them go, even Chris goes. Like, I just want to see where things are going to take off after this. I think production is hearing what the viewers have to say. They're starting to feel like this show is not genuine. They're starting to feel like people are just in it for the wrong reasons. And I do want to see this show kind of come back to ground level so that we can actually figure out if there is a real couple out of this. Now, again, we're not going to get a season 6 again. I don't expect that. I do hope to see more with the guys because I do see that Taylor, Nick, and Ace have a really good bond. So yes, I would like to see their relationship grow a little bit more, and I would like to see people be a little bit more honest with their friends. Like, nobody's really having a conversation with Amaya about how the way she acts, and I do hope that they do have a conversation with her. But Amaya's big-headed now because she thinks everybody loves her, so she's probably not going to hear nothing nobody says. But I also feel like maybe somebody needs to check Chris. Nobody's really checked Chris or how he'd be moving. I ready to see a little bit more sincerity. Like, I don't know. We have one more week of episodes, and at this point, I can say I'm tired of the episodes, but I actually love Love Island. So I just hope that a real connection comes out of all of this, okay? Just something real. So that's just what I think. That's what I thought, and not for nothing, that was a good episode. But y'all know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, that like button, and comment underneath. Let me know what you thought about this episode. Let me know your thoughts on who was staying on business, who was not staying on business, because guess what? We're going to be back with another review and reaction, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.